Hey everyone, glad to have you with me for this shopping list ideas video. Sorry I haven't had a video up in a few days here. I have been a little under the weather lately, but my voice is recovering a little bit, and I definitely have some products that I really want to talk to you about in this video. Mainly makeup products here, current favorite type items. I kind of call it my shopping list ideas video because maybe the next time you're in the store, these are some things you might consider picking up or just looking into a little more closely. But I do have a skincare item at the end of this as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to mention is this quad from CoverGirl, and this is part of their what are they called? Eye brightening shadow palettes, and they have these for blue, green, hazel, and brown eyes. And so this is the kit for, it's called Majestic Hazel. So this is for hazel eyes. I have brown eyes, so that kind of goes to show that you can really have any color eyes and pull off one of these palettes. But I really like the colors in this one, especially I like this kind of deep taupe shade and the dark brown. Those work really nice together. It's nice to have this light color here as well. And then you've got an interesting light green. But as for that taupe shade I just mentioned, I mean, these are nicely pigmented shadows and they blend very easily, and I'm really considering, due to how many people have asked for shadow tutorials for different eye colors, I'm considering doing that possibly with these different palettes. So if you're interested in seeing something like that, let me know. But this one for hazels I especially like, and I'm going to be trying out the other colors for different eye colors as well and see how they work. So yeah, definitely considering doing a tutorial for the different eye colors so you can kind of get an idea of what maybe works best to bring out your own eyes. Next product is a face item that I've been using a lot lately for under eye concealer. Sometimes I'll use this product with my Bobbi Brown corrector, and sometimes I'll just use this alone, and really lately this has been enough, it seems like, coverage wise. And it's the Dream Mousse Concealer. I believe I've mentioned this before in a review video, but this shade is Cream. My color is light 4-5, so it's called Cream and then it's light 4 to 5. You can kind of coordinate in with that. You can coordinate that with like your foundation, I think, in terms of that number system, but top just twists off there and you've got kind of a glass container here, and then it's a very somewhat light consistency mousse. And the difference between this concealer and the foundation, I know a lot of people have tried the foundation. You might be wondering, well, how is the concealer different? I feel like it's a little more richly pigmented and perhaps a little less light and whipped. It still has that whipped mousse feeling, but it seems to have just a little better coverage, and I feel like this works really great around my eye area. It gives good coverage and also a very matte coverage. Nothing winds up looking dewy or shiny there, and so that can be nice as we head into, you know, spring and summer, the warmer months. You don't really want to attract attention to those areas that are a little bit discolored around your eyes. And I know my last shopping list ideas video was kind of spring fever edition, but I feel like all of these items I'm talking about today are definitely appropriate for spring as well, including this blush, which I have on today. It's from Hard Candy and it's called Living Doll, and it is a definite pink blush here, and it looks a little shimmery, and this is the Blush Crush Baked Blush. So as you can see, it's kind of domed there. That's the quality a lot of those baked items have. And if you look closely at it, it's kind of swirled with a little bit of gold, and it is slightly shimmery. It will give you kind of a glow on your cheeks, but I don't think it's overly glowy. I wouldn't probably layer this on with a lot of other dewy, you know, glittery makeup, but you can see that swatch there on my finger. You know, that's obviously a very intense, me rubbing my finger there, but just a light application with a brush is going to give you a really pretty pink glow to your cheeks, and you might not consider picking up a blush that looks this bright, but I think it is very complimentary to probably a variety of skin tones. Even if you have lighter skin, I think this might look good. And like I said, if you've put on kind of a, you know, got your skin kind of flawless looking with your foundation and maybe a matte powder, but then you throw on something like this and you give a little more life back to your skin. So that's from Hard Candy. The shade is Living Doll, and that's what the packaging looks like there. It's got that pretty kind of swirled design around it. I really like their packaging. Next item, if you follow my blog closely, you know this was featured there. It's the Color Stay Brow Enhancer from Revlon. And this is a double-ended product, and basically one end is called your Tinted Wax. And my shade in this, in case you're wondering, is Black and Brown on this end and Taupe on the illuminator side. But basically what you have here is something that is, you know, about the width of a typical pencil, maybe a little bit wider, and you know, this will draw on over your brows in sort of a something that is maybe just has a little more waxier feel than a typical liner. And so I will use that just a little bit, you know, to fill in maybe a little bit on the inner part of the brow, and I do have a little scar on like the outside of my brow. I'll fill that in there as well, but it's very easy to get, like, you know, natural strokes with this, and it does seem to last all day. So that is the Tinted Wax side. And then I was just kind of, before I had this, I was really just using a random matte brown eyeshadow to fill in, and it was just kind of getting to the point where I was just not enjoying having to go through that process, and I think this is really quick and fun too. And then this other side is more the equivalent of like a jumbo pencil, and the idea with that is that you can just kind of draw a little bit of that on just under, say, the arch of your brow, and then kind of blend that out, and you're adding a little added attention to your nicely groomed brows. So that is definitely a brow tool I would recommend. For blondes out there, I mean, I'm sure you can get a shade other than Black and Brown, which is mine, but I think this would work well for brunettes, so maybe look into that next time you're checking out the Revlon section. In terms of lips, I have two products on my lips. Both of them are included in this video. The first is one of those Moisture Renew lipsticks from Rimmel that I like so much. I think these work really well. I've used them a lot recently. Having a cold, I feel like my lips have gotten very chapped, and these really feel good going on. They do replenish the moisture quite nicely, and this shade is Dreamy. It's 140, and it's really, I feel like it's showing up on camera just a little bit warmer, a little more rosy than it actually is. In reality, I feel like this is just a light, kind of shimmery champagne with a hint of pink. That swatch shows it a little more true to what it actually is right there. But it really picks up the light nicely. It does have, you know, a little bit of shimmer to it. It's not a straight up, you know, cream lipstick, but it just has a hint of shimmer, and it's nothing too chunky or glittery. I know some Rimmel lipsticks do actually incorporate a decent amount of glitter in them, but this one is not over the top, and I think it's a really nice shade as we head into summer if you're trying to lighten up your lips but not remove all color from them. And then over the top of that, another product I'm loving from Palladio. I feel like every time I kind of learn a little bit more about this line, I find something else that I like, and it's the Plump and Shine Herbal Plumping Lip Gloss, and the shade is Rustic that I have here. And this reminds me a little bit of that Jordana lip gloss in Lovely. See it up close there. It's got sort of that, you know, kind of rosy coppery feel to it. Excuse me. It has a brush applicator, and this is not a lip plumper that's really going to sting your lips. It really doesn't do that at all. It gives a nice finish, and just the fact that, you know, how it goes on, it seems to kind of fill the lines a little bit in your lips, and in that sense makes it look more plump. Do a little swatch here on my hand so you can see that. You can see compared to that lipstick I just showed, this has a little more pink to it, a little more almost corally tone as well. Little bit of shimmer, but it really feels nice on the lips and lasts quite a long time. So that's from Palladio. It's the Plump and Shine Herbal Plumping Lip Gloss, and they have a lot of other pretty colors in this too. So if this one's maybe not for you, check out the rest of the line. And then another lip gloss that I'm liking a lot right now, also mentioned it on my blog. I've been blogging a little more lately since it's been not always so easy to talk with this cold, but this is from Clinique, and it is the Long Last Glosswear SPF 15, and the shade is in Fireberry. And this, you're looking at let's say compared to this one from Palladio is a little bit lighter, does incorporate a little more of a bronzy coppery tone, and this is kind of like a berry gloss with a really pretty gold undertone. It's really unique. When I saw it there at the counter, this is one of the things I purchased to get a free gift with purchase, which again you can visit my blog for more on that, but as I swatch this for you, I love how it's kind of a sheer berry, but it has that really pretty gold undertone. A perfect kind of berry color, I think, to wear in the summertime. You know, a great daytime lip look, and it really brightens up the face. This really does last a long time for a lip gloss. That was part of why I wanted to get it and try it, because I kind of like to see if those supposedly long-wearing lip glosses really can last a long time, and this is one that really does. Kind of reminds me a bit of the Revlon Mineral Lip Glaze, Revlon Color Stay Mineral Lip Glaze, because those lasted a very long time as well. This is a little more expensive, however I do think it's a very unique color. I can't really quite do it justice just holding it up here, but it does have a really nice golden subtle sparkle to it. Last thing I want to talk about now is from Be Luscious, and it is a mask that I wore last week, and it really helped to perk me up and perk my skin up as well, and it is the Refining Sea Mud Mask. You see the color it looks like here? Yeah, it actually shows up like a dark green on your face. I think I startled Tyler a little bit when I came out with that on, because it's just, you know, you've tried the mint julep mask maybe from Queen Helen, what you can get at the drugstore, and that's kind of a light green. Well, here you really look like a swamp monster with this on, and it is for face and body. It says a highly active formula rich in purifying minerals from the sea and an abundance of natural botanicals, leaves a tingling sensation that stimulates and tones, makes skin radiant and healthy. Biggest difference between this and the mint julep mask, this has a much more intense tingle. I like the mint julep mask, but this does sort of a similar function, except you feel it a lot more on your face. Very refreshing. Really, I feel like cleans out your pores, makes you feel very refreshed, makes the skin very soft, the kind of skin where you really want someone to come up and touch it and feel how smooth it feels after you've rinsed it off. So thanks so much for tuning in for this shopping list ideas video, and have a wonderful day.